and welcome back to Let's Play Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic the Sith Lords, where we're slowly probing this little T3 unit for secrets. Yes, for it knew Revan, and it knew Calf, and it knew secrets that we are going to unveil as much of as possible. Because, you know, we want that. Let's speak with the droid again. Let's see. Let's ask about how the Ebon Hawk is again. Bleep bleep. Astrogation systems.
Yeah, you locked it, I know. Why?
So this is kind of the same thing, but I think we're going to get some more information out of it if we question this, right? Protect who, under whose orders. Let's see, old friends. So this friend is the same one in the hologram. But how? You can see all the responses and more explanation in the last episode. How did he come back here? It's dangerous. Yeah, then we get this message. Now let's go with this line.
So, this help you came in search of. You came in search of me. But why did you go and find me? I was powerless, defenseless. You needed someone strong enough to fight the danger that was coming. Someone that knew of war and battle, and could make the hard choices that had to be made.
I think that's how Nadia sees himself a lot, as making the hard choices that need to be made. So let's not be mean to him, let's be friendly, as that is more helpful, despite getting light side points for it.
I'm honored, T3. I will do what I can to stop this threat.
So that should give us a bit more stuff. Let's see. A friend of yours. I think we got all this. More light side points. So I think we still can do some repairs on T3. Might unlock some more stuff as well by going with Force Valor. And actually, do we have any skill enhancing things? No, we're already wearing all that. Yeah, I think we're wearing all that we can. Yeah, fine. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's quickly speak with T3 now that we have a buff. Let's see if we can... Oh! We have an intelligence question here.
T3, how did you exactly get here? You're deliberately avoiding answering. Why?
So, let's see if we can... let's be nice about this.
Let me check your core. I'll be careful, I promise.
It's being mean to T3 just throws the influence, and we want a bit high influence with him so we can do all the repairs and such.
I'll make sure you're alright. Just let me check, alright?
Oh, what did I just say? I don't think we got the...
Alright, play the message.
T3, there's not much time.
We already got this.
Do what you... I can't.
Yeah, we already got this. Okay, so we're going in a loop here. Ooh. Well, isn't that something? A good old-fashioned Civ destroyer, but it looks, well, like the dilapidated version of it. Somewhere else dark and ominous.
I have felt it too, my lord. A disturbance in the Force.
Ooh. I feel these dark echoes across the galaxy. Utterly disturbing.
It was difficult to make out, my lord. At first it was such a quiet thing. I did not notice it. But now I wonder as if it has always been there. I merely could not hear it before. The sound built so slowly. Yet when you listen for it, you can make out the strains, even over the background life of the universe. Do you feel it is a... You are the darkness in which all life dies, my lord. All life exists to feed your power. And my life. My life is yours. I beg you, please, let me die. Yes, this disturbance echoes through the Force. I can follow it to its source and bring it to you. I will leave at once, my lord.
I wonder if he's actually capable of producing the sound with his lungs, or if this is just almost voiced echoings of the dark side.
Well, check it again. It can't be anything else. Just check the damn connector. I don't trust the diagnostics any more than I trust you.
Ah, the typical wife and husband.
Because I don't like droids. They break
argument.
in the head. Well, whatever you call that thing on your head. Yeah, well, if I'm mean to you, it's because I care.
And because he doesn't want to get influenced with T3, I guess. Hello, Kreia.
Betrayal. Machines. His passion for such things defies me.
Well, a little bit of an anger tantrum from Treya, I guess. Or Kreia. How odd. Is T3 alright? Let's go and look. And yeah, seems things just happened. And so we were trying to go and repair that little droid thing. So let us try that again. So that's all done. All message, we got that, we got that. Let us see if we can upgrade. Let's see if we can repair the thing. Alright. Motivator and unlock. No, we are still not skilled for that. Don't be such a remote, be tough. Yeah, that's fine. We'll try again on my skills a little bit better. Alright, so we need to upgrade our skills before we try that. Still, reveals, I guess. Nothing too new, but darkness gathers across the galaxy. Who shall we speak with next? I suppose we can have a word with Beadur. Hello, Beadur.
General, need something?
Yes. I've been wondering what you've been doing since the war has ended.
I moved around for a couple years. Working as a starship mechanic got me from place to place. I wasn't ready to settle down after the war.
During my exile, I did much the same thing, yes.
Then you understand my restlessness. Though the war had ended, I couldn't find peace in anything. As long as I kept moving, I didn't have to think about what happened. Know what I mean?
Only too well.
I'm sure you do. I decided I'd do something constructive. I wanted to make up for the things I'd done in the war. I wanted to design planetary shields, but there weren't many systems with the credits to spare. There was more that needed to be rebuilt and protected. I found out that Telos was going to be the flagship project for the Republic, and it sounded like something good. I saw Telos before the Sith raised it. It deserved a better fate.
I can't say the same.
Ruined everything. I thought I could force Zerka out on my own, but I guess I can't fix everything myself.
Yeah, I think handling Zerka single-handedly might have been a little bit out of your league.
All I wanted to do was send a message, but I couldn't even do that right. That's the past, though. It's good to be working with you again, General. Something else I can help you with?
Likewise, KotOR. What is your opinion on the Tito situation anyway?
If the Republic would just rein Zerka in, there'd be no problem. But as long as Zerka is allowed to undermine the Ithorians' efforts, Telos will remain dead. I can't take seeing my work being used by those bloodsuckers. But there's nothing I can do about it, so let's talk about something else. Something else I can help you
Healthy
with?
attitudes, KotOR. Healthy attitude. So, how did you lose your arm anyway?
I got tired of it. Kept dropping my hydro spanner. Figured I'd get a new one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that was fun, I'll bet.
I was only kidding. Actually, it was a souvenir from Malachor. I was lucky it was all I lost. But at least it gave me something to do, right? Everyone always said I was probably half machine anyway. Something else I can help you with?
Yes, and you can punch out shields with it. That's cool. So where did you pick up the remote then?
That old thing? I built him when I was a kid. Been following me around for years now, despite what I've done to try and chase him off. Hey, just kidding. I'm happy to have you around.
Yes, droid minions are quite useful. What does it do actually other than just hover and follow you around making ominous wom 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 noises?
He helps me out with repairs. I outfitted him with a cutting laser and some other tools for delicate modifications. He's also good for singeing the pants of annoying techs. I've been thinking about doing some other work on him, but I barely have time. Too busy fixing up the ship. Something else I can help you with?
How is the ship doing anyway? What are you doing with it?
Just working on the ship. I'm not sure who got her up and running, but I'm amazed she's even space-worthy.
Yeah,
Whoever made these
crazy
repairs doesn't
reprogrammed
think like
mining
most
droids.
mechanics. But don't worry, I'll get everything in shape.
Yeah, that's what you have for crazy reprogrammed mining droids. Kind of different mindset, I imagine. So, KotOR.
I didn't want to talk about the war, but can I ask you something?
Yeah, feel free. What is it exactly?
Why did you decide to fight?
The Jedi served no one with just plain inaction.
The war went poorly before Revan and the Jedi lent aid to the Republic. Many of us believed the Jedi to be cowards who were afraid to face the Mandalorian threat.
Idiots
I remembered
more
when
than
word of the
cowards.
Mandalorian attacks arrived on Iridonia. My people had colonies across the Outer Rim. Many of them were among the first systems to fall.
So, you wanted revenge then?
Revenge, and to crush the Mandalorians, to send them back to wherever it was they came from. I did not join because I wanted to protect, though. I hated them. I wanted to destroy them, to give them the mercy they gave the people they conquered. I remember the thrill I felt when we fought them in battle. Victories were rare, but we celebrated every Mandalorian's death. Do you know how it felt?
So I don't think Nadia's Khan reveled in the destruction so much. But yeah, he also just trained. So I think the tragedy and darkness in Nadia's Khan is more like, I detached myself from the frenzy of battle. It was impersonal, strategic, something that needed to be done.
I couldn't do that. It was almost as though the battle took control of me, drove me forward. It's always on my mind now. That loss of control blinded me, turned me into a weapon. I just needed to get that off my chest. Was there something you wanted me for?
Well, we're all weapons in some way. Do I have all the lightsaber parts I need yet?
Let me see what you have. No, you're still missing an emitter matrix and lens. Something else I can help you with?
Right. Late matrix lens. Got it. Thank you, KotOR. I'll let you get back to your work. So does he have anything other interesting things to
Yes,
say?
General?
No, I think we have exhausted him for the moment. I didn't work on. So, down the hall, let's speak with the handmaiden here. An interesting character. Let's see if we can get through her icy demeanor.
Yes?
So, what are you doing here exactly?
I am training, so that if danger should strike, my body and my reflexes will be prepared. That, and I had forgotten how long hyperspace travel can be. If I do not have something to focus my attention on, I fear my sanity will erode as well.
Oh, it's not so bad. You could always play Bazak with Aten.
What do you mean, Pazak? What, again?
No, I do not trust him.
Wow, the droid really likes Bazak. How odd. So don't you look, I don't think anyone exactly trusts each other here.
That is untrue. You and the Iridonian trust each other. Or at least the Iridonian trusts you. We heard much of the Iridonian when we served Atris. Atris
Really?
believed that the Iridonian held the knowledge to restoring Telos.
So KotOR then?
Yes. His skill with machines is something beyond which most can aspire to. His shield technology surpasses the designs of even the most skilled of Echani power architects. I do not realize if you know what it means to have such a one respect and follow you. The Iridonian allied himself with no one on the entire world of Telos, yet he will follow you at the risk of his life.
Not
His
even
stance,
Ethorians.
in many ways, mirrors yours. Where he walks, he carries a world upon his shoulders. And like you, I do not know if he has ever faced it.
So, there's a lot of responses here. So I don't think this is the way to move forward with this one. So let us just be plain up front with it. I really don't want to talk about it. And I don't want you asking him about it either.
I will respect your wishes, and his. Forgive me.
It's just difficult to describe to someone who wasn't there.
The Mandalorian Wars were like that for many. Many returned, who could not tell of their experiences in a way that could bring meaning to them.
Well, forget it. I had some other questions.
You may ask.
So, well, we already asked, I think in a previous episode, Atris mentioned him, but it's all rage and hatred, that type of thing. So why are you called handmaidens?
We attend Atris. It is the duty of all of us, from the first of my sisters to me, the last of the handmaidens.
And why are you the last of the handmaidens?
I am the last of the handmaidens. This is correct. I train so that one day that will no longer be true.
I don't know how that works, but I think you killing everyone in front of you still will make you last. Your skill is... Shall we mean... Let's be... As I said, I try to unlock some influence with these fellas, get some trust going. Your skill is impressive, as is your devotion to training.
That is not entirely correct. There are times I am distracted. Perhaps once having known the ways of the Jedi, you may understand what occupies my thoughts.
What do you mean exactly?
There is much knowledge on Telos, and only one of the Jedi remain. There is so much about their ways of battle, their forms, their stances, that may be lost forever if the last of the Jedi is taken from the galaxy.
So this is definitely not true. Battle's not the only truth, I believe it's the farthest thing from it. Definitely not true. I think this might be a very good reply. This seems to be over the top, where methods of inflict violence on others is limited, weakens us all. To lose combat technique would be tragic and a waste indeed.
I know your meaning, but I have not been clear on mine. Stance, form, discipline are a means of expression and communication. They speak one's heart and one's devotion to their cause.
I suppose I agree with that. It shows how far you're willing to go to reach your goals.
It was to the Jedi traitor Malak. It was to the Jedi traitor Revan. When Terrace was destroyed, it showed Malak's heart through its execution and intent. It was brutal, without finesse, but showed his commitment to defeat the Jedi. Yet with Revan, there was the same commitment, but it was a subtle thing, like weaving threads in a tapestry or strokes upon a canvas.
So
She spoke
actual
through battles
strategy.
and tactics in a way one could never do in words. She showed her heart at Malachor V, and finally at the end of the Jedi Civil War. I believe she was speaking to Malak in that final battle, though few knew it.
So I don't think Noddies would be all the, "God, they're only driven by the dark side." No. I think this might be a very good one. Revan turned on Malak, once a friend, and killed him.
What stronger display than death for conveying one's sense of being betrayed by one's own student? Revan's anger must have been great indeed. I would have
Yes,
wished to have
indeed.
been there for that final exchange and seen the truth of their conflict with each other.
So I like how the battle between Malak and Revan at the end of Knights of the Old Republic 2 isn't portrayed here like, oh, heroes, hero fighting evil, redeemed hero fighting evil one. No, it's a much more personal, maybe much more grey conflict going on there. So definitely not going to give this one. Well, forget it. I have some other questions I need to ask.
You may ask.
You look a bit different than your sisters.
I honor the face of my mother. It is not something usually spoken of in the company of others.
Well, I apologize then. I meant no offense.
There is no need to apologize. You were merely remarking on something that you saw. There is no wrong in that.
Is it a sensitive subject then?
It is not a sensitive subject, but a subject that requires trust. There is no such trust between you and I, and such trust takes time.
Well, that is true. Still, that sounds like a sensitive subject if you translate it. Anyway, other questions.
You may ask.
So, let's ask about her name. Do you actually have a name?
Before entering Atris's service, yes, I carried a name, as all the children of the Ichani do.
And what was it?
It is not important. My title and rank is of consequence, not my name. I take value in Atris's service, not in myself.
I don't think this, despite being a good dark side option, is the good way to go about it. You should value in yourself as well.
We all have value in our oaths to others, and the promises we make. When we make that pledge, we are pledging ourselves to something greater. When importance is placed on the self, then by such acts the galaxy is unmade.
I like that devotion. However, it's sadly wasted on one such as Atris. There's some truth in what you say. And is that your judgment of me as well?
If reasons of the self is why you turned away, then yes, perhaps there was a judgment there. But it was not intended as an attack.
Do you think I had lost myself then when I disobeyed the Jedi?
I do not know. That is a question you must ask yourself.
So these are probably both not, so let's just skip them and ask for other questions.
You may ask.
So we asked all this. So, will this yield anything new? What's
I am
she
training.
doing?
That and
Yeah, no, that's the same thing. Other questions? A few questions about your Mistress Atris.
I do not wish to speak of her to you. Her actions are her own, and to reveal to you if she sees fit.
Very well. I'll be going then. Net lightship! Wicked. Let's look at our character sheet. Oh, we're still grey. Okay, I really don't want to go light side! Let us have a chat with Freya.
How many more do we intend to gather to us? This ship is not the galaxy. There is only so much room.
Only as many as I need, and only as many as will sacrifice themselves to me.
Then prepare for an army, I think, for it seems many more will come in time. They will follow you because you are a leader. Their kind always needs such, even when the figure deserves no such obedience.
What makes you think they obey me so completely? They seem rather rebellious still.
Because I am not blind, that is why.
Well,
I see what they see.
are.
Hear their voices when they speak to you, and notice the change when they speak to others.
And does the fact that they obey me upset you?
I know many things, and I know what I am not. I am no leader. I speak with a voice that will never move others. I speak with a passion that goes unheard. They obey you because you are a leader, and perhaps something more. Have you noticed what has been happening? Have you felt it in them?
Actually, I kind of disagree with Freya that she's no leader, but I don't know. Maybe in her time she is not, but you know, I have played the Old Republic, and there's quite a few people in that and outside that very much believe in her teachings and follow her. So yeah, I'm not sure if she's not a leader. Maybe not in the way of that type of leader. Who knows? What exactly is something happening to them?
They echo you, either fighting or surrendering to their feelings, their loyalty, their duty. Your mere presence serves as an example to them of something to uphold or something to fight against. Watch them carefully, see their patterns, and recognize the strength in it. Influence can be a weapon, one that you may need before your journey is done.
So yes, this is very much true. That's why I have been nice to the bloody little droid. Because we do have influence over it. And that is useful. And what about you then? Let's just say, fine, you have a point. I will reflect upon this.
Good, and then act upon it. It is a powerful tool to motivate others. That was Revan's way, I believe. It was a strength.
What do you mean exactly by Revan's way?
A discussion, perhaps, for another time.
Aww, I wish I had more. See, that's why we need influence.
Ask, and I will answer.
Let's see what we can get. Oh, well, the first one is on it. Do you know what happened to the T3 unit? I saw some pieces scattered all around the hull.
Betrayal, and by a machine that I will not abide. Machines. Always did Revan use them to inflict her will on the galaxy, whether in war or in assassination. Her passion for such tools, for things dead to the Force, defies me. She would have loved a human droid such as you, dead to the Force, a shell that would carry out her orders. It is no matter. It is a device, and now it is broken.
Hey, dark side points! Nice. That'll bring us back down a little bit. Kreia, help us! Help us to the dark side!
Have you come with questions?
So let's see if she can teach us about the Force.
Very well. What is it that drives you?
So yes, we have one Force form, the Force channel. Let's ask about it. I wish to ask more about Force forms.
Very well. Of which did you wish instruction?
The one that allows me to focus upon the Force exclusively.
It allows you to recover your strength with the Force more quickly, and it lends strength to your Force powers. It has no other drawbacks. Such a form is a gift, preferred of the Jedi consulars, and effective in combats where you must fight only through the Force.
Right, so most of my fights. So that's it. Teach me some other things about the Force.
Very well. What is it that drives you?
So we know about the bond that we share. Let's ask. I wish to rebuild the lightsaber once again.
Indeed. A Jedi tool and a Sith weapon. And why do you need such a thing?
Definitely not this. Let's give this an... It represents power. And it can help me slaughter my enemies quicker, faster, more efficient.
Then listen to me. There is much weight, much craving attached to such a tiny thing of light. For the male, it seems to have an inordinate importance. But we shall leave such male preoccupations for philosophers and
That is
cultural
not true at
historians.
all!
A lightsaber, any weapon, only achieves worth in how it is wielded, in the effort, in the struggle of one who holds it. Such a weapon does not make a Jedi or a Sith, and at times it makes them much, much less than they are.
Really? I suppose with the whole, never mind, we'll not go into the size thing. But how does one make one then?
The knowledge has already been imparted to you. Upon our journey, the pieces shall fall into place.
Alright.
Ask.
Hopefully that'll got us some things. Alright, some questions. You don't seem to like the handmaiden much. Why exactly?
There are countless reasons, and I have neither the time nor the patience to list them all.
We definitely don't trust her. Well, if that's the case, then perhaps we should simply eliminate her.
No, she may have her uses. I will abide her presence, and so should you.
And why do you say that, Kreia?
Because Atris is a threat, and as much as she would try to use us against you, so may we use her servants against her. Do not see every enemy as an enemy. See them instead as an ally, whether they realize it or not. This situation may yet work to our advantage.
I will keep that in mind and watch the handmaiden carefully.
Good. That is the most to be done until events unfold, as I'm sure they will in time.
Other questions then?
Ask, and I will answer.
Alright. What exactly is wrong with your eyes? You said you were not blind, but... well, your eyes seem to suggest otherwise.
There is nothing wrong with my sight, if that is your question. I see all that I need, though the seeing of things flesh and blood has failed me some time ago. They were distractions only.
But there might be a way to heal your sight fully. Shouldn't we look into that?
There is nothing wrong with my eyes. They simply have atrophied from use. They are adequate to distinguish shapes, silhouettes.
So
if need be, I
nearsighted.
could heal them, restore my sight. But sight can prove a distraction. When one relies on sight to perceive the world, it is like trying to stare at the galaxy through a crack in the door. But that is a lesson for another time. You must learn to see crude matter for what it is, before the veil is lifted.
Other questions then?
Ask, and I will answer.
So, let's see. Do you know much of Atris at all? You mentioned her being an enemy.
I know her as much as I know any Jedi. If you have other questions, you may ask those, but on Atris, I can provide you no answers that you cannot find on your own.
Aww.
Ask.
Really need to get influence here. So did you know Revan? You mentioned her before. Apologies. I made a slip up. Do you know Revan?
I misspoke before, and I do not wish to choose my words unwisely again. Leave this be.
Sure.
Ask,
All right.
and I will answer.
We don't seem to have much influence with Kreia just yet. Do you know anything about our enemy, the Sith who pursue us?
Nothing more than we already know, and anything else I know would be useless.
Oh,
There is
dear,
danger
dear.
in such knowledge, even if I was certain of the ones who hunt you. Ask.
Alright. You seem to really not have much ability to pierce. Interesting. I had a question about how Revan amassed such a huge force against the Republic.
A discussion, perhaps, for another time.
Oh well.
Ask.
Alright, last question we'll try then is, Kreia, what exactly are you? Are you a Jedi or a Sith?
Does it matter? Of course it does. Such titles allow you to break the galaxy into light and dark, categorize it. Perhaps I am neither, and I hold both as what they are, pieces of a whole. Know that I am your teacher, and that is enough.
Alright, then what were you?
What do you wish to hear? That I once believed in the code of the Jedi? That I felt the call of the Sith? That perhaps once I held the galaxy by its throat? That for every good work that I did, I brought equal harm upon the galaxy? That perhaps what the greatest of the Sith Lords knew of evil they learned from me? What would it matter now? There is only so much comfort in knowing such things, and it is not who I am now.
Alright, well, I'm actually going to say this one thing. This next bit might be a little bit brutal. It's, if you're a bit crazy of heart about violence and such, well, I would advise maybe skipping ahead a minute. Maybe I'll provide a time code or such, but yeah, this is quite a hard story. With picture, so let's go for it. I still wish to hear the story. A dark place long ago.
There are dark places in the galaxy where few tread, ancient centers of learning, of knowledge, but I did not walk alone. To be united by hatred is a fragile alliance at best.
Ooh, that could be a Star Wars title. Star Wars Fragile Alliance. Or Unity of Hatred.
My will was not law. There were disagreements, ambition, and hunger for power.
2 against 1. And...
There are techniques within the Force against which there is no defense.
No more power. That was brutal.
Stripped of my power, exiled. I suffered indignities and fell into darkness. Learn from me, my mistakes, and use that knowledge to become greater than I. That is all I ask of you, and that is all I desire. In you all my hopes rest for the future, for the Force.
That is not sufficient.
If it means so much to you, then this I swear to you upon my life, upon our lives, that when your training is complete, I will answer everything. There shall be no more shadows between us, only truth that exists between master and apprentice.
Note she says apprentice, not Padawan here. Seems her, her past overshadows. Well, never mind then, I'll be going. For now, that's all I think I can learn. Aha, and we got a nice bit of influence. Well, next time we will actually leave the Ebon Hawk behind and hopefully go to a planet somewhere. So we have more space adventures in Knights of the Old Republic, the Sith Lords. So until then,